keep this music.
Yeah.
It is. Actually, are you guys all ready? Before I jump into it. Setting wise, OBS, recording, all that good jazz.
It's recording
Including
the
the good
current
jazz.
moments.
What the fuck?
I'm rocking it. You know what?
Hey,
I'm rocking
pink,
it.
is pink a warm? I guess it is, right? 'Cause
It is a warm
right?
color.
Technically, it is, I guess.
Well, there you have it.
Technically.
You need some
Yeah,
warmth
you
for the world of
already-
darkness.
The council will discuss this later.
Wait, what's the worst you're gonna do? Make me remember the council, but not a knight? Is that what fucking Anakin was?
Jedi
Uh-huh.
Master. They put him on the council, but they didn't make him a master.
That's what it was.
And he
First thing we're
killed
gonna do is
children about it.
execute you, bro. What are you talking about?
So, my friend, it is a dark and rainy night here in Castella, the Freeport, one of the easternmost Freeports. It is a land of luxury and vice, and good people, depending on where you look. Some people just try to get by in their lives, others are so very determined to make something of themselves, and near just as many of those people fail. They stumble somewhere on the way, and if they're lucky, they die. If they're unlucky, then they get to enjoy a sordid indenture to it. But you're not those people. You're not those fucking losers. You guys are out here. You're making a name for yourself. You even have a charter to begin your own mercenary company. One of the best paying occupations in the world for those that are daring enough to have such a chaotic and martial lifestyle. Some might call it a bit of a desperate plea, a get-rich-quick scheme. Other people see it in some sort of honor, some sort of gentle nobility to be a martial force that is without lord. Maybe. Maybe the first one's right, maybe the second one's right. Who knows? Maybe it's all right. Maybe it's what you make of it. I guess that's a question levied against all of you in some capacity, as your characters are sat here in the back room of the Haunted Keg Tavern. It is quite the story that goes with its name, but I'll tell you about it some other time. For now, it is your guys' base of operations, if you had to call it such. As of right now, it is a quiet, calm, or maybe not so quiet, but nonetheless calm, fun, jovial place of celebration, as your charter was submitted a couple of days ago, and it's been routing ever since for civil approval by Castellan officials. And your night has been going oh so well, so many people discussing what the future may hold for all of you, what fortunes might be had, what stories, what legends you might become. But the only thing predictable about life is its unpredictability. As evidenced when the back room doors are flung open and you all spot your company's bookkeeper, lawyer, bureaucrat, accountant, Alex Brandonson. He rushes over in a bit of a tizzy, quite clearly ragged from a long sequence of running, which might mean anywhere from running up a couple flights of stairs to running across the entire damn town. You guys have heard different stories about his determination as a dutiful bookkeeper. Regardless of how much his determination gives him in physical capacity, it certainly gave him enough to come to you all this night. As he enters in, you guys can hear the music from the main tavern floor, the lovely sounds of high ringing jazz bouncing into your own little sector of the establishment. He rushes over, having regained his breath, comes over to you all with ragged and still breath, and he says to all of you, "A magistrate Lim's been accused of treason. The charter is on his desk right now. Yours and the Tinker Tames. I saw it this afternoon. But he got called out during lunch. He catches his breath once more, scanning across your reactions. Either you don't know really, you're not picking up what he's putting down, or you're not doing it at a speed he finds sufficient, because he continues quite immediately afterwards. That means, you larks, that Lord Captain Kimball's employ is fleeting from your grasp. He says he clenches a fist, his leather gloves stretching as he does so. With every passing second, your charter will be for naught. Unless you get off your asses, your drunk asses, and fix this. We don't have time for this. Lim is going to be put to trial tomorrow, if that. We need to make sure that the charter has his stamp of approval and it's already forwarded off to whoever it needs to go to next. Or else everything in his office is all for shit. Do you get that? Do I make myself clear? He scans across the table assembled here. I'm gonna roll a d5. We're going in the order of roll 20 on the bottom there. You guys are not allowed to drop your token on the map and say, this is what my character looks like. No, if you do, I will delete it and you will have to restart and the class gets to look at you. So you have to describe to me in various detail. I'm not asking for a portrait of words, but you do have to describe what your character looks like in some general detail. I will roll every time to really put the tension and anxiety into everyone. So, left to right, 1 to 5. Need not. You start us off.
And I was just about to message them. My heart is pounding.
Oh, you can still send it. Don't get me wrong.
Should have seen Spot's face.
Oh, there might be a time, where we use face scans, but now's not the time.
Before she begins, are we just describing looks, or are we talking about backstory stuff as well?
Position. I feel like
We'll just stick with looks, armaments, stuff like that. Your guys' backstories aren't super, like applicable. Or no, I shouldn't say applicable. Up for relevancy, and so for such a catastrophe that's followed upon your house. We'll probably do some like in-betweens of like, how do we know each other? Like when we're talking about roles and stuff, I'm like, I don't know, let's find out. And I think that's gonna be a part of. Here's a little tidbit for the backstory stuff. I'm not expecting you guys to fill out an entire backstory. I do not have the drive nor the time to read a 30-page thing and send back notes on 30 pages. Having blank spots in your backstory is good, because it lets you fill it in after you have a taste of what the campaign is actually like. So you don't need to describe your backstory. You can describe maybe your occupation, how other people might know you, right? Like let's say our boy Alex Brandonson here, whatever that name came from. I describe him as a bookkeeper. So if you're a bookkeeper, maybe your friends know that. Not that saying you guys are friends. not forcing that.
Or business associates.
A business associate at the very least, compatriots. So, Nina, start us off. What do you got?
I will start us off. So, just for the sake of ease, I'm gonna let y'all know that my character's name is Mallory. Let's see what I wrote here. She's a young adult of average height who carries herself like the world will eventually swallow her whole. Essentially, she's what did I put? Has a pathetic sort of charm. That being said, she's wearing a long coat. I imagine it's made out of leather. The token looks more like cloth, but I want to say leather because she carries, I don't know what they're called, but she carries like leather working tools. Is that just it? With her?
Yeah, there's no leather working tools, yeah.
Leather workers tools with her. I don't know. She wouldn't make herself well known, so to speak, but she is part of a like the artisan guild or whatever it may be called.
Guilds are quite common here in this Freeports.
She certainly doesn't hide it, but I mean she's not flaunting it around. She definitely seen a lot in bars, taverns, and the like.
Aren't you a little alcoholic?
Well, look at her with her problem.
She's got blue eyes, dark circles around her eyes. She's got dark hair. It curls. It's shiny. She doesn't really take her coat off often. Oh, one thing of note. While she... What weapon did I pick? She carries around. She often has a lot of axes on her. She has a hand axe and a great axe that she carries around. Other than that, she packs pretty light.
Excellent. So that is Mallory, and I can now put your token on the map.
Zimap.
Here's you. There she
That's
is.
me.
Isn't she pathetic? So, now on to a D4, because we now eliminated one person. What if it's all just ones? It's different. So now 1 to 4, starting cop, ending spot. Garth.
Ow!
What does your character look like?
I want so bad for Spot to go first. So my guy is, in fact, a little guy. He is a gnome, average gnomish height, which means pretty fucking short. He has a bit of a well-groomed beard. That's a decent length, comes to kind of a point. Mustache and a medium longish hair. It's supposed to be black. When I drop the token, it's gonna look gray because my iPad was being silly. But it's supposed to be black. He has a bit finer of a wear. It seems like he likes to present himself a bit more than what he might be actually be. He has a spell book with him, seemingly he is acquainted with magics, as he also is using a small light cantrip. It's dancing lights to see the book that is in front of him that he is reading and writing notes into. He does have a cloak because it was raining outside, but it seems that the cloak is not very commonly worn. He seems to like people observing his slightly fancy garb. Let's see, what weapons does he have? The weapons aren't terribly important. He has a simple leather armor and seemingly a rapier. If you are martially trained at all, then the rapier is mostly new. It has not seen much combat. The book, however, is pretty well worn and read through. And for
Excellent.
simple use, his name is Oren. Oren Kanji.
A new token. Hey, don't move. I'm trying to reset it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Very
make him
small.
slightly smaller.
There you go. You're about a quarter of the size of the others. Oh, good.
Perfect.
So it continues. A D3 now. This raid spot actually might be the Alec, you're next up.
Yes, I am. I am playing. Let me put it in chat for the spelling. I am playing Lord Gawain, last scion of House Erendel. He is a human gentleman. I could describe his face, but that would imply that you guys have seen it enough times to get a good look, and I'm not sure if you have, so we'll cross that bridge if we get to it.
Fair enough.
For the most part, I'll at least say that he has green eyes. You see that part, but more often than not, his face is obscured behind this this heavy helm of it looks like a dark steel, perhaps iron, but that's a peasant's metal. And as he likes to tell people, he is definitely not a peasant. The helmet is a sort of a barbute with a very angular, very sharp, like cross, T cross for a visor. Hold on a second.
Holding.
And colored into the front, I guess, faceplate of it. This is very floral design, trimmed with gold and inlaid with this sort of red enamel. Other than that, however, there's very few things on his person to signify his station. And we can get to that, in actual roleplay. He wears somewhat nice leather plates and the like underneath a very heavy olive drab tunic. Not tunic, but cloak, I should say. With a hood that he wears over the very small helm at times. The only other thing on his person that looks fairly expensive is this longbow he carries everywhere, when able, at least. As tall as him, pretty strong draw strength, of this white, perhaps yew or oak, very expensive wood, and very much master crafted.
A very nice warbow indeed.
As well as a quiver that he often keeps at his left hip. Or I guess it would be his right hip. Yeah. Other than that, stands at 5'10". Seems to be a bit on the lithe side of muscularity, but you guys rarely see him eat, so a bit of a bird when it comes to his diet.
Bit of a bird.
And it is Lord Gawain that I imagine Alex is addressing. He's actually technically addressing all of you, but one of you carries a bit more clout.
Presence.
Here, the token. Now, coin flip event. Is it cop or is it spot? 1 is cop, 2 is spot. Coin flip.
We will see.
Wife or husband?
Oh!
It is the wife. So,
Good luck. You got this. We believe in you.
what does
do.
your character look like? What's their skin complexion, their skin tone, hairstyle, weaponry, scars? You tell me. What do they look like?
So,
Hey,
oh, okay. So she is a half orc. Her name is Barb. She has like wavy black hair, hazel eyes. She wears kind of like a white undershirt under a leather top and pants. And she wields a great axe.
Classic. What's
I,
your demeanor like in this moment? Hearing this bad news literally roll right in through the door.
well,
Bemused?
she's
Annoyed?
probably annoyed. Yes.
What would your...
Yeah.
Again, you're not friends. I'm not saying you guys are friends.
Yeah.
What would your compatriots know you for? You the sort of person that knocks heads in? You the sort of person that just flexes and intimidates people? What would they know you for? What's your reputation?
Yeah, she definitely smashes heads. She loves to. They see her as this. She's very nice if you get to know her, but she has kind of that brutality side of her, where she just enjoys being in battle and crushing skulls.
I have one last question for you. Are you protective of others? In like a mama bird sort of way? Or I guess mama bear in your case.
If she finds you as a friend, yes.
You guys better hope you have good friendship points then. Last... Oh, my bad. Hold on. Oh, that's a 1. Hey, okay, so cop. What does your character look like?
Oh, would you look at that? Look at that. Just random chance, it's a 1.
That's crazy,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
I was
it's
surprised.
insane.
I was gonna describe my character.
You see a man in his human, by the way, everyone.
Totally, definitely believe you.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Everyone's not gonna believe you anyway.
That's some good face paint there. But
He's late 20s, early 30s, very clean shaven, with predominantly white hair with streaks of black in it. Very well kept cloth over his plate armor, with various religious symbols hanging around his neck. Usually, you can see him with his bow staff, and the most places you can find him is either in taverns or houses of ill repute, saving souls, as he likes to say. in reality, he's either out to make coin or spend some coin.
You're playing a charlatan cleric.
Yes.
This is
Very good. We
hilarious.
love to see corruption in religion.
Damn.
Same.
You guys do have one other. By your request, I did ready an NPC for you guys.
Yippee.
That's some good art.
You all would know him by his name. Simple and straightforward. His name is Simon. On this particular evening, he has a rider's cloak, or like the upper half of a rider's cloak, to combat the rain. He keeps himself pretty sparse on equipment. He's very much a footpad, which is to say a thief. Because that's what he is. He's a rogue. He does have his usual ceremonial, so he says, porcelain mask that adorns the upper half of his face, concealing, similar to Lord Gawain, most of his visage except his eyes. The lower half is technically revealed, all the better for him to like eat and drink, smoke, etc. But he does have a bit of a handkerchief mask obfuscating his face. You guys do know he is from the Azure League. That much is evidenced by his accent. But he doesn't particularly care about politics, so he says. He's just here to make coin. You guys are too big to shrink. There you go. And a Simon.
You
This is
motherfucker.
I knew you were on It's actually has this art for a cutthroat keep bandit.
Yeah.
Before,
Yeah, I guess he did have it first, yeah.
before I knew you. This was
Mhm.
Jericho's original art.
Oh.
This art of this OC was his original art. This exact piece wasn't it?
There you go. See, it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
And so I can change the music to let's go to that interrogation theme. I think that's like a bit quieter. As much as I love the loud jazz of the LA Noir's main menu theme.
And to help facilitate us remembering each other's characters' names, do we want to change our roll 20?
Yes, I would recommend you do that. Change your roll 20 name to name parenthesis character or player name.
Yeah.
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 I will show Kim how to do that real quick.
Yeah, take 5 while you set that up and I set up the tokens now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll set it now.
I'm assuming I'm just still angelic keeper secrets.
Yes, of course, of course. Unless you have something else.
Very
you wanna
good.
use.
Nah.
Same
Should be
token,
Arcana
different
of
name.
Fables art.
That's actually the Master of Ceremonies, but I feel like that fits for the Arcana of Fables.
Ah.
Very wacky. Wacky!
Mhm.
Maybe later. I'll add something.
Okay.
I have a question for all of you guys before we kick things off through and proper. You guys had a good streak, a streak of good fortune lately. Who of you is drinking tonight before this bad news rolled in?
I.
Okay,
Yeah,
here,
that's
we'll make it
better.
easy. Type 1 in chat if you think your character would be drinking right now.
Let me see my character sheet real quick and get a.
Probably next to drug. Well, I was gonna have you make a con save, but I guess that answered my question for you.
No, I like.
Mallory, you finally had a lucky thing happen to ya.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, we have some straight shooters here. Some straight shooters.
Surprised.
I think Simon would be a 1, but
I'm here
I don't
to
think
learn
he'd
not to drink.
be aiming to get drunk. I think he's happy to be drinking. I'll roll to see if he gets drunk or not. What about your lordship?
Absolutely not.
Understandable.
He had to take off his mask for that.
Simon and Mallory.
That's a very good point, actually. All right.
Hey!
So
Yeah.
Mallory had the intention of getting drunk. So how about you roll me a con save at disadvantage, Mallory?
With these
I think that makes
numbers,
sense.
do I need disadvantage?
You might still succeed. You might roll 2 20s. You know.
I just
Never know.
might.
I'm not making a list of crits for 2-shot characters. Because they're characters. For
Well-
Barb, roll me a Constitution saving throw. On the top left of your sheet, you see the little saving throw section. Get used to it. Anytime you click a button there, you're probably gonna grow a
wait.
little bit concerned.
That's a check, not a save. 1 second.
Yeah, but if you're
I
not
mean,
proficient,
it wouldn't
wouldn't
change
matter.
anything. I'm not. You kidding?
For your guys' resident rogue.
Nice.
Damn.
He has been
And Simon's a Chad
pounding
like
them
that.
down.
The
Damn.
other one was
Barb's a
a
Chad
nat.
like that. Very good. So as Alex rolls into the place, Mallory, you are, to use Scottish terms, you're pissed. Whereas the rest of you aren't drinking. You might be drinking like ciders or juices or water, what have you. But Barb and Simon are nursing whatever spirits they want to hard liquors. In the case of Simon, he's drinking a mead, but they're not feeling it. And boy, are you guys happy that you guys either aren't drinking or aren't affected. For the next hour, Mallory, you are under the poison condition.
I'll look that up to make
Unless
sure.
you cause some sort of way, unless you do something that would alleviate your drunkenness, like puking, eating like very greasy foods, supposedly exercising. I don't know if I don't recall the Mythbusters
Sweat it
episode.
out.
If it's true or not.
That makes
it
sense.
true?
It works it through your system more.
Yeah, okay. I genuinely remember that episode. So yeah, potentially if you get into a bout of physical activity, you might also go through it faster.
Oh wait, could you lower the tokens down to like there? That way I can get blood mandate and the tokens in one shot.
I like this quick reference
Thank
I
you so
have.
much.
Condition, poisoned. You are poisoned. Thanks.
Oh yeah, speaking of that reference sheet, let me give that to you, Spot. It's very helpful. Put it in the company chatter chat. This is a breakdown of all the stuff in combat, all the different conditions, etc. In combat, you could have a set amount of movement, which you already know to be 30 feet, an action, bonus action, reaction once a turn or once a round. So you cannot act. It's not like playing games at your friend's house and every turn is your turn. No, that's not how it fucking works. You actually have to have some limitation. Well, don't worry, we'll crack into those with execution as opposed to theory in due time.
Mhm.
So, in the meantime, though, right now, you guys see a you're not sure if it's sweat or rain on him, but regardless, a wet. Freaking Alex Brandonson here. As he scans across you guys to see, have you guys picked up what he's putting down? There's a bad situation happening. You guys need to fix it because he's not gonna fix it.
My character's just slowly closing their book. Oh boy.
Mallory's giggling a little bit.
Mr. Brandonson, do not presume to speak to me like this again.